Oh, there. It just took a while. Normally it pops right in.
I know, and mine's saying it wants to reboot, which must be.
Oh, it does that, yeah, yours.
So I have to keep clicking it on, but I can over it once if I get
If you
one.
can, you need to, you just right in there.
Hello, Attorney.
How are you? Good. What are we doing? There. Going to Phoenix. Did you have a good week? It's on this computer. Please move this computer. We'll see if it's right. Could be.
Start.
Okay, if you'd all rise. Welcome to today's Board of Works meeting, March 15th. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome. For the record, George and Diane are present.
I see
We're all
them.
here, good. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for January 24th.
No, I looked those over. Did you see anything?
I did not accept that we're approving the minutes for February 16th. Instead of January, right?
Oh, you know what, I had the, good. I'm struggling with the minutes, remembering, and yeah, thank you for that correction, Dan. So it's 3-1. I had the
Yes.
cursor over it, yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for that.
Okay, well, I will make a motion that we approve the minutes from the March 1st, 24 board meeting.
Okay, March 1st,
March 1st.
2024, Diana.
I'll second that.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
You guys have it. Thank you for that. Recognition of visitors. Again, I want to welcome everybody, and Denny has a special presentation here for some very good people. And thanks, Denny.
Yes, sir. Again, it's an honor to stand here and be able to recognize our employees for their milestone anniversaries. For the month of March, we have two. One is Corporal Phil Reed, who is at 15 years. He's actually was planning on being here, but got caught up in a student situation at the school. He's an SRO, so he won't be able to join us this morning. And then the other is Captain Joel Bean for 25 years of service. Both officers have given us a great deal of their time and their life, and we're very thankful for that.
Joel, 25 years, I guess that gives you 25 minutes for speech.
Oh, no.
I can talk.
You
His
can.
wife said, "You're not giving him the mic."
Don't give me the
I am so disappointed. Maybe at 30 I can talk.
mic. What do you have to say? We want to hear it.
All right, well, first of all, on a serious note, I'd like to thank my Savior, Jesus Christ, for 25 years. I am blessed to be alive, blessed to know this city. And secondly, I'd like to thank the love of my life, my Shelby. We've been married 28 years, and we still like each other. And since I do have the microphone,
Really good.
I've been doing some thinking, and we haven't talked about this, but we need a new line item, and we haven't mentioned this. And we need a bidet line item. Is everybody familiar with a bidet? It washes the backside after you go to the restroom. They are wonderful. I discovered them this year, and I don't think I'm ever going to go back. In fact, there is a small group that support the city workers that meet on a regular basis, and they are the bidet united together. or what? We talked about the days and how we can further our cause. We also decided, if we put bidets in the city buildings, that we will be better for it, we'll work harder, we'll feel fresh. And I think that needs to be a line item. But unfortunately, there's another group. They are the toilet paper over others' peas. Or two. The twos will lie to you. Never trust the two. So, am I gonna see your business? I appreciate it, that's all.
You deserved it after 25 years.
It's all just for that comedy night.
I'm glad the microphone was not on.
You know our wives talk, so you better be careful when you talk. Yeah, so I don't know.
I say, you know, those 28 years, you better watch it.
Yeah, come on.
He will be in trouble later.
With the chief and with the chief, yeah. In service of the city, in the police department. That'd be a lesson for all the other department heads and see that, what can be said after 25 years? Joel, we love you, buddy. All right. No oral or written reports. Unfinished business, there's nothing that we have. New business. Sealed quotes, 2024 asphalt material. Lynn?
I have several, three. I will open them and pass them down to you, and you can read them. How's that sound? The first one's from Brooks Construction.
Okay, so the base date cost, this would be from First Brooks Construction Company, is $540 per ton. $540 per ton. The material would be PG 64-22.
We're gonna have, Dustin, can you come, why don't you come up around here, we'll have you help us read these bids, you know what you're looking for specifically, because they're all different grades, and we'll get a little assistance from you.
So what you're looking at here is, so like surface asphalt, you can pick any of these, but it's $54 per ton, not $540. This is the price.
Okay, but I'm looking at, so what did you request and what do you want
We
me to see?
use all these, so this is base asphalt, intermediate asphalt, and precise stone, and surface asphalt. This is the top coat, there are two different types of surface depending on the size of the stone and how you use it. So any one of these mixes, I mean, we're gonna be competitive.
Well, again, for public record, what do you want me to look at? I mean, I'm looking at 18 different things.
Just go through and read the pool, you can look at the surface, up to 65 grams a ton.
So you want every one of these read?
I wouldn't, I would just recommend that, I would recommend you should just, you can call out just one of them. I mean, we're gonna compare the prices, so when, you know, we're gonna end up, hopefully, we ask the board to accept all of these as presented, and we'll use the lowest price one, but depending on availability.
So here's the thing, we're gonna have to announce the bids publicly what they are.
Yeah, that's,
Sure.
yeah. I mean,
So,
You wanna go through every single
I think
one?
we need to.
Okay.
All right. So, we'll just read
Justin.
all,
Is there a separate bid for A and for B and for C?
there'll be a few.
Like here, is there a separate bid for each one of those, or is it just
Yeah,
all
there
base?
is, yes, there is, it's just a difference.
Okay.
So,
He's looking
just to
at that.
be clear for everybody,
yeah, this is,
Dustin asked for bids for the different specific grades and types of asphalt. And so, for instance, Brooks broke it out into 18
yeah,
to 20 different grades. And so we'll go through those real quick so that we can publicly announce the bids. So, do you want me to help you?
yeah.
Okay. So the first bid for base 25 millimeter type A is $54 per ton. Second is intermediate 19 millimeter type A, $55 per ton. Third is intermediate 12.5 millimeters type A, $56 a ton. Fourth is intermediate 9.5 millimeter type A, $58 a ton. Surface 12.5 millimeter type A, $67 per ton. Surface 9.5 millimeter type A, $65 a ton. Base 25 millimeter type B, $54. Intermediate 19 millimeter type B, $55. Intermediate 12.5 millimeter type B, $56. Intermediate 9.5 millimeter type B, $58. Surface 12.5 millimeter type B, $67. Surface 9.5 millimeter type B, $65. Base 25 millimeter type C, $55. Intermediate 19 millimeter type C, $56. Intermediate 12.5 millimeter type C, $57. Intermediate 9.5 millimeter type C, $59. Surface 12.5 millimeter type C, $68. Surface 9.5 millimeter type C, $65. And then patch 9.5 millimeter gravel mix, $98. And then for the PG 6422 materials, $540 per ton. All right.
Take that one.
This,
Let's keep them together. Guys can get those back.
Oh, the second one's from Fenton Brown, I believe.
so the second is from Fendon Brown. So their base 25 millimeter top A. There's two separate bids. If it's hauled on the city trucks from the Leesburg plant, it's $58. If it's 19 millimeter type A from Leesburg, $58. 12.5 type A, $59. 9.5 type A, $59. 12.5 type A, $61. 9.5 type A, $62. 25 millimeter type B, $58. 19 millimeter type B, $58. 12.5 millimeter type B, $59. 9.5 millimeter type B, $59. Surface 12.5 type B is $61. Surface 9.5 type B is $62. 25 millimeter type C is $64. 19 millimeter type C is $64. 12.5 intermediate type C is $61. Intermediate 9.5 type C is $64. Surface 12.5 type C is $65. Surface 9.5 type C is $73. 9.5 gravel mix is $88. High performance cold patch is $150. PG 6422 is $533 a ton. Bio 250 is $867 a ton, and PG 7022 is $564 a ton. If we choose to haul it on our trucks from the Disco plant, there's a different pricing for base 25 millimeter type A is $64, intermediate 19 type A is $60, intermediate 12.5 type A is $64, intermediate 9.5 type A is $62, Surface 12.5 type A is 67, surface 9.5 type A is 67, base 25 type B is 64, intermediate 19 type B is 60, intermediate 12.5 type B is 64, intermediate 19.5 or 9.5 type B is 62, surface 12.5 type B is 66, surface 9.5 type B is 67, base 25 type C is 67, intermediate 19 type C is 68, intermediate 12.5 type C is 68, intermediate 9.5 type C is 69, surface 12.5 type C is 70, and surface 9.5 type C is 77. And again, that bid comes from Fendon Brown.
Dustin, are we accepting everything from one company, or do you divide up the types of materials between companies?
I think typically from one company. What do you?
What she's asking, I think, because they're different pricing, so they might beat the price on one.
Right, we will go into
The best overall quote.
So we'll finish reading the bids and then we'll answer some questions.
Sorry.
This is good. No, I appreciate everybody's patience. A little different than what we've done, but this is a good exercise.
So this is from Nyblock Excavating and Asphalt in Columbia City. For base asphalt type A, B, and C, type A 25 is $65 per ton. Intermediate 19 type A is 65. Intermediate 12.5 type A is 75. Intermediate 9.5 type A is 75. Surface 12.5 type A is 75. Surface 9.5 type A is 75. Base 25 type B is 65. Intermediate type B is 65. Intermediate 12.5 type B is 75. Intermediate 9.5 type B is 75. Surface 12.5 type B is 75. Surface 9.5 type B is 75. Base 25 type C is 75. Intermediate type C, intermediate 19 type C is 75. The 12.5 type C, the 9.5 type C, the surface 12.5 type C, and the surface 9.5 type C, there was no bid. The 9.5 gravel mix, no bid. QPR high performance cold patch, 175. And that is the extent of the Nyblock bid.
There's three. So I'd just ask Dustin to clarify all three itemized bids have come through. Well, what is the approach that I want from the board?
What we'd like for the board, what I would recommend is that we accept all the bids as presented. What we have that ability to purchase from multiple vendors. We are going to start with the lowest price vendor on there, and due to availability, locality options, then if we couldn't get what we were needing that day, then we would go to the next lowest bid. Which typically is extremely rare. We're usually able to get it from the lowest bidder at all times, so.
So when you say locality, does that mean that you're factoring in the cost of us to go get it?
So Dustin started putting out asphalt bids a few years ago, and I think it's been very good for the city. He's been able to see what the lowest bid is, but when they make asphalt, it's not everything's available every single day, and not everything's available close to where they're working maybe necessarily, or there's transportation trucks that may be closer or whatever, but it gives Dustin the flexibility to, number one, have a locked-in bid price, and number two, to be able to choose the lowest bid based upon what's available that day and what's convenient for the city to be able to go get if they have to go get it, or if there's haulers from the asphalt manufacturer available to bring it. So it just gives him flexibility. But I liked when he talked to me about doing this a few years ago, I thought it was a great idea because it provided transparency and the ability for him to know what.
So basically, it sets the price, and then he can choose any one of the three according to the other factors. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
So Dustin, the specific action again that you want from the board? What's your request?
I would like the board to accept all bids as presented.
Have a motion?
I'll make a motion to that effect. So moved.
I'll
Second?
second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Thanks for your patience. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you.
Dustin,
Dustin?
You want those?
You can, I'll take them.
Or you
you
want them?
want them?
Do you need him to go over and make copies?
I'll send them that way.
Just open it.
The next item, we have sealed quotes for concrete. How many do you have? Lynn?
I have two.
Two.
Hopefully there's not as many different concretes as there seems to be asphalt.
Well, I want to thank Scott for helping me. I'm the guy with the glasses. So it's-
The first one is Curit, however you pronounce it.
Pretty.
All right, so
Pass them all down.
from Cure out of South Bend, we have 4,000 PSI number 8ST, $154 per cubic yard. NDOT flowable backfill removable, $118 per cubic yard. Hydration stabilizer, $325 a dosage. Calcium chloride, 0.5%, $175 a dosage. Monofilament fibers per cubic yard, $7.50. 4,000 PSI number 11 ST cubic yards, $160. Winter charges, meaning November 1st through March 31st, cubic yards, $10. TurboCast non-chloride 0.5% dosage, $375. And again, that is from Kurt Concrete in South Bend, Goshen, Warsaw, Rochester. Equipment.
Oh, Zinga. Ozinga? Is that- Am I not pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
No problem. So from Ozinga, 4,000 PSI mixed limestone, performance mix 155 per cubic yard. Flowable fill 115 per cubic yard. For set delay additive 425 per cubic yard. Calcium chloride per 0.5%. 450 per 1% cubic yard. Microfiber $5 per cubic yard at 1/2 pound dose. Number 11 limestone mix 155 per cubic yard. Any special or additional charges, fees would include an environmental charge of $3 per cubic yard. And fuel charge would fluctuate based upon the Midwest diesel fuel average. Again, that is from Ozinga.
And then it was two. Right?
Just the two, yes.
Okay. Yeah, Dustin, thank you. What is your request with this?
It's very similar to the asphalt, just asking that we accept both as presented. We will start with the lowest bid, but again, due to locality and what needs, what availability is, again, we just kind of hold that right to be able to purchase from either one, or either vendor.
Good.
So I'll make a motion, we accept both bids as presented.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion, questions? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Dustin, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott, getting through all that. Good. Denny, I'd like you to come back up, point of order here. It looks like that we have somebody who has been able to come in here and make it from a busy morning, and I'd like him to be recognized. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so, Again, we're going to recognize Corporal Phil Reed. He has 15 years of service to the city. He's now currently an SRO at the high school, and he was able to join us, so we'd like to go ahead and bring him up and recognize him. We would give you the mic, but Joel ruined that for you. Joel's all right. Not allowed.
Neighbors serving neighbors. Good reminder here. 25 and 15, I'm not good at math, George, but that's 40, about
years.
40. It's unbelievable. So thank you. And Danny, I appreciate your efforts to make sure that employees are being recognized in this way. So thank
That's a
you.
good idea.
Item number 3, road closure. Do we have anyone from Sarda Automotive? Oh, good. Thank you, sir. Come on up. Good. We have the request form. Feel free to share what you want to do. Good.
Okay, yeah, June 29th, which is coordination with the Winona Lake Fireworks. My shop is going to have an open house, and we'd like to have a classic car cruise in. And we'd like to have the road closed between Bronson and Maple Avenue from 4 to 8 o'clock, just for 4 hours, for guys to bring their cars in and park. We're going to have, during the open house, we're going to have hot dogs and burgers and chips, and just want people to come in and see what we've been doing there for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Neat idea. And access to the fairgrounds on Bronson and was it Maple will still be available, so the closure will be between, I think you guys have a map there.
Yeah, I also talked to the fairgrounds, and there's a hairdresser on the same area right there, and they're both all for it.
Okay,
So there's not going to interrupt anything from them.
neat idea.
It says the event ends after the Winona fireworks, so.
Yeah, we were going to have the guys remove their cars at 8 o'clock off the street, and then hopefully most of them come back, and then we're going to watch the fireworks from the front, in the front of the shop there.
All right, I just thought 8 o'clock, the fireworks won't.
But, the road will be open after 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there any questions from the board?
Have you done this before?
No.
We haven't?
That's a neat idea.
I don't remember. Yeah, this is a neat idea.
Yeah, there's no fee for it. It's just a cruise in. There's no judging or anything like that.
Police and fire, any concerns with the road closure? Good, good. Any other questions?
I don't think so. I'll make a motion, we approve the road closure as presented here.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, I need to contact a couple people, do I, for this, like Kip Shooter, or?
Chief, any comment? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Police department, fire department, so he's good? Okay. All right, yeah, you're
Cool.
good.
Thank you, people.
Thank you. All right. Another road closure request. Anybody, okay, good. Yeah, come on up. Thank you. Zimmer Biomet. We do have the request form in front of us.
Here, sir.
Thank you. Okay, good.
So we are requesting that we close Main Street in front of our global headquarters building this coming Wednesday from 12:30 to 2:30 for the ribbon cutting ceremony for Plug and Play, which is a new corporate initiative that we're working with Plug and Play with. we are doing a ribbon cutting ceremony out in front of our monument sign for, for that time on Wednesday afternoon. So we would ask that we could have the road closed for those 2 hours. We are also having some VIP guests come, including the governor. So we will, I will work with Captain Beam on that list of personnel who will be coming as well.
Any questions from the board?
No, I posed a question earlier just to make sure that people could get in and out of the library from High Street, and you said, yes, you weren't going to use all of High Street there, just.
Correct.
the
Yeah,
south
we just
part.
like to, we have to close the intersection of Main and High, as well as the intersection of Main and Detroit and Main and Indiana.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
And just for the record, Chief of Police, Fire Chief, we good? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the board?
I'll make a motion that we approve the request as submitted.
I'll second that.
Thank you much, appreciate it.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you. Next item. Baker Tilly, service agreement. Lynn, anything here you can help us with, clarifying?
This is our annual certified comprehensive financial plan that we do to look out for like 5 years. It helps with our budgeting a lot. So the department heads will gather a list of their wants and needs for the next 5 years, and
Baker Tilly will
they're not
assist.
listening to me. They don't.
Yeah, looking at it. Scott, you've gone through the 14 pages, you're good?
Yes, I am.
This, yeah, this is something we do. Any questions from the board about this?
Not really, no. I'll make a motion, we approve the proposal with the Baker Tilly.
It's very helpful to console at budgeting time, so I will second that.
There is a second, and thanks, Diane. I was just gonna make sure we remind everybody the influence and assistance that Baker Tilly can provide on a variety of fronts to make it work. And so good. Any other comments? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. Thank you. Thanks, Lynn, for that.
You're welcome.
Jeremy. Pay application. Thank you, sir.
Yes, you have a pay application for Warsaw Chemical Groundwater Cleanup from Lynn Douglas, Inc. in the amount of $33,376. And this funding is coming from the reissuing of the SRF loan for the wastewater treatment plant, which granted us roughly $3.5 million of free money. Some of that went to the groundwater cleanup for Warsaw Chemical, and the other went to the lift station that we built out by the airport.
Any questions from the board?
Is this work on Warsaw Chemical, this project, is this about done? I mean,
It's nearing. No, it's ongoing. So they're testing. So they continue to testing. They're doing their plan of remediation, and then they test it to see how it's working. I think we're supposed to get a report in the next week or so of that ongoing work. So I say yes, but it really depends on the plan that they're putting in place and whether or not it continues to improve and do what it needs to do to clean up that groundwater. So our hope is that the plan they have will work and clean up that groundwater. If it doesn't, they'll have to go back kind of to the drawing board to figure out another solution. But right now, this is the plan that they're enacting.
yeah, just curious. I'll move we approve the pay app, though, as presented.
And I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
You guys have it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jeremy. Center Lake, Aaron. Looking good.
I think we need balloons or something for this one.
This is, yeah, so, what do you have to share with us here?
What I have before you is the final pay app / release of retainage for the Center Lake Pavilion renovation project. We've finally resolved all punch list items and received all of our closeout documentation from the contractor, CME Corp. And I feel it's fair to go ahead and pay them the $59,000 that we've been withholding for retainage that they've requested. So that's what I'm here to ask you guys for approval on.
Yeah, and there just a week or so ago, Larry was gracious enough to open it up, US 30, and presentation from the mayor and Jeremy and others, and it's absolutely beautiful, so. Good.
We do still have warranties on everything there, so we're very comfortable with the situation that we're in with everything. CME's been responsive to anything we've needed, so we feel comfortable that we can release the retainage and still have the support we need if it comes up.
Well, having been on the park board and seeing the process of all this, I would love to make the motion to approve this final payout.
And I'll second that.
There's a motion and a
Amen to that.
Yeah. Motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you.
Warsaw Wayne Fire Department, Chief, thank you, sir.
Morning. This is just a simple request to approve a contract to have Dive Rescue International come in and host 2 classes that we're going to have here in the city.
We're looking at, it looked like early September.
Yeah,
It's about a
yes.
week.
Yeah, it's a huge benefit to us to have them bring them here versus sending people out, so.
Isn't this about the 3rd year we've done this?
Well, going back through there, I didn't realize it was this far back either, but it was 2013, 21, and 22 we've done this, so we've done it a couple times.
I was still on the fire charter board when we approved the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super beneficial, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Any questions from the board?
No, I'll move to approve that we can host the Dive Rescue International classes here.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you. Thanks, Chief. HR travel requests. If I remember right, there's a lot of them.
There are a lot of travel requests, but they're all for great stuff.
Yeah.
Got one for one of our battalion chiefs to go learn how to do fire investigations. Several for our police department, continuing education, making the city better. 2 from wastewater and then 4 from street. Gonna go check out the world of asphalt.
I was just wondering, is that kind of like an amusement park thing? Like-
Wouldn't that be a fun place to go?
I promise you it will be for them. I love it.
At 300 degrees.
Yeah,
I know.
hard surface.
Any questions on any of them?
I'd make a motion, we approve the HR travel requests.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any other comments?
No, it's just, every time we can send an employee out to get more training, it's better for all of us involved, so I appreciate you guys' support with that.
Appreciate that. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you. And next, Denny, is new hire change in payroll.
New hire change report. We've got 3 new hires. Lene Miller in the Parks Department as an administrative assistant. Tabitha Langford will be joining our Clerks Department in the accounts payable position. And then Ashton Irwin is a new hire for the cemetery. One of our groundskeepers was offered a position as a police officer in North Manchester. So it was a good thing for him, and we found somebody to replace him. And then we've got 3 that are job development class, or somebody got their CDL license, and then Morgan in the clerk's department is moving from AP to payroll clerk.
Any questions from the board on any of these?
I don't think so. I'll make a motion that we approve the new hire and change report as presented.
I just have like a really quick question.
Sure.
So the ones that are back, like we figure out their back pay, like you have estimated start dates that are before today. So,
Yeah, the one for
I mean,
the
you don't
Class
have to
B
explain it in
CDL, I forgot to
detail,
put
do
on the
they
last
just-
Board of Works, so,
Okay.
yeah, Lynn and her team take care of that stuff.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'll second it.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you, Denny.
Thank you.
Larry? Thank you, sir.
Request your approval to purchase event cancellation insurance for our rock and country concerts. I don't know if you remember, in 2011, we had an event that came through, big storm, flooded the place, tore some stuff down. I think we received $29,000 in insurance for that one. So the coverage for the two is $1,822.60. That's $138 more than last year, but we're getting $6,000 more in coverage. As the band costs rise, so does the insurance cost. So this is $77,500 worth of coverage for $1,822. So I would ask your permission to do that.
I saw you reading it earlier in the week, and it's going up, but then I forget, and I realize how much coverage they offer. Appreciate your work on this. So, any questions from the board?
Now I'll make a motion that we approve the event cancellation insurance for both the rock and country concerts.
I'll second that.
Any further comments, Larry?
No, I appreciate it.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Planning Department, Justin, thank you, sir.
Yeah, today, so I've submitted for your approval a request to apply for an OPA grant. This would be a blight clearance grant for a property that is owned by Fellowship Missions, and I do have, I believe Eric Lane is here to explain some of their project and how this would help facilitate the development of some of their projects in the future. But today is just focused on getting permission from the board to seek this funding. The maximum amount we could be awarded for this grant application would be $500,000. There is a 10% match, which would be covered by Fellowship Missions. OCR requires the applicant to meet certain requirements, and it makes sense for the city to partner with Fellowship Missions to seek this funding. We're also partnering with MACOG to do the grant administration and application process. So it's a very exciting opportunity for us to help demolish some blighted buildings and develop that new use for the site.
Thank you, Justin. Any questions?
No. I think it's great we're doing this, charitable property, so if you want to clean it up, it's always easy to make the motion to apply for a grant, which I'll do right now.
And I'll second that.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any other questions? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item?
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this item is a contract with Dogwood Hills Tree Farm, and they are, we're contracting with them to hopefully remove and replace some trees in our downtown. This is part of a multi-year effort to improve the trees downtown and create more biodiversity with our trees in downtown. So we had a monoculture of pear trees. We're trying to move away from that and plant more diverse trees that also work with our streetscape. So part of the streetscape trees, it is very challenging to pick the right trees that will do well in an urban environment with salt and all the challenges, the heat of an urban environment, but also pick trees that aren't going to drop large fruit on the sidewalk and create hazards. So there are very specific trees that are needed as part of this, and there are challenges with that. So we just ask that you approve this continuation of that urban tree replacement.
So I just have a question. You know me, so I'm going through these trees, and I'm glad to see that we have the fruitless hybrids, but a couple of these trees get really tall. So has that been, I mean, is this what their recommendation is that we put in here?
Yes, and we could look at those species if you have some questions, and he is a certified.
Well, the black gum tree can get up to 60 feet. I mean, we don't want a 60-foot tree down here.
Correct, and we do account for power lines and the age of the tree. So the average lifespan of a street tree is about 20 years, and then you want to remove them anyway. So it's not going to get to its mature height, and plus they take about, I think it's about 75% of that mature height is going to be gone anyway by putting it in a planter.
Okay.
So there are reasons why they would pick certain trees over others, and we got a couple ginkgos out there that can get to 100 feet, but they're not going to in their planter, and we'd remove them and replace them anyway in the future.
Okay, I thought it might have to do with the container size, but I
Yep.
was just looking at a couple of these and I'm like,
Yeah, it's kind of like a bonsai when you have it
yeah,
in a
I mean,
small
the gum
container.
tree too will get tall, and the oak tree, not the Pacific, but the beacon oak will, so I was just like,
Yep.
I'm just a tree person.
I looked at them today, and I thought the same thing.
Okay.
George, any question?
No, I don't have any questions.
I just wanted to say, Justin is a fan of very big trees here in the city. He's done a lot for them, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure we're all aware that
Right.
Justin
plant 100.
loves really large trees here in the city.
And we appreciate that. I'll make a motion then with that clarification that we approve this.
And I'll second that, and thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
There's a motion and a second. Justin, do you have any words?
No, no.
You good? All right, good. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it, thank you. Next item, I think, is connected to.
Yeah, so it's definitely closely related, and this would be to hire a certified arborist from Dogwood Hills to go through some of the, Diane, you're more than welcome to be included on all of those conversations and those meetings, since you have an interest in this. We'd love to have more people to be on board with these decisions. So this is a contract for $1,500. It would have a certified arborist come in, and this is more related to the pruning and maintenance of the trees that we
Okay,
have.
good. Yeah.
So what we want to do is, we don't want to get into a situation where we have to replace every street tree again all at once, and we've been phasing it, but we want to get into a habit of maintaining what we have now. So as we replace these, we want to have the best practices approved by a certified arborist who knows what they're doing and how to advise us on those things. So, and they've also said that if we move forward with their proposal over the years, the $1,500 would come back to us in the form of a $500 credit each year. So I think that's more than a fair price to have them look at our trees downtown and just kind of advise us on how best to care for what we have and replace as we go through.
And I wasn't sure, is this a one-time consulting fee, or is this like for how long of a period? I didn't find it on here, and I might not have
Yeah,
read
so this
it
would just
carefully
be
enough.
that one-time consulting fee, and then they would develop a plan for us for the next 3 years moving forward to work on how to remove and prune and replace the trees that we haven't gotten to yet.
And then would that be the park department that would be doing that? You don't want me to ask that, okay?
So like the previous contract we just approved, we would find a consultant, either Dogwood Hills or another consultant that this board would approve to do the work that
Got it.
they advise us to.
Okay, all right.
And looking at the details for the 1,500, Justin, help me out, this would be for the entire downtown. It's not just like the 8 trees that we just approved. It's
Correct.
the entire area. Okay.
Yeah, it says a 15 square
Yeah,
block.
so
Yeah,
that's, you're covering everything, which I think is.
That's a good
When I
idea.
when I first looked at it, earlier, I thought this is gonna be for the ones that are going in, but this looks like a really good thing to do.
Well, like I like to look at big picture things, and I'm thinking about the requests we're getting for outdoor seating and I want to think about these trees, and some of them do drop some things, and like, where are we putting them, and is that a good place if it's going to be a restaurant there, and those kinds of things that we should answer before we put in more trees.
Right, and it looks like that's what they're gonna do, where
Yeah.
we are and in the future.
But you can put that on their questions, just to think about the use of that area when they're deciding which tree to put where. So, okay, well, I'll make a motion that we approve this, because we need this.
And I'll second.
Any further comments, questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you. Another one, Justin.
Yeah, and the final item I have for you today is the approval of a letter of credit, and this is a standard procedure. If a contractor desires to finalize their plat, their final plat, and get it recorded at the county before they have finished all of the public infrastructure portion of the project, so think of the streets and the sewer lines and stuff. If they decide to record that plat prior to the completion of the public infrastructure, they need to supply a letter of credit or a bond that will enable the city to finish that public infrastructure that we're taking in if something happens with the contractor, if their company goes under, or it just provides the city some security to say, we will finish this road because we now own it. So that's what this letter of credit accomplishes. The number of $80,000 was estimated by city staff, and we felt that that was an adequate number to accomplish the completion of the public infrastructure portion of this project. So this is for the Park Ridge South subdivision. So I'd just ask that you would approve this so that the contractor can move forward with final, recording that final plat that was approved by the Plan Commission.
I am.
Yeah, I was going to ask if Scott.
So will that make sure the streets are up to city grade streets before, when we accept them?
Yeah. They paved the base asphalt, they still have the surface to do, but they ran it late in the year, they got their dust.
So that's why we're there. Okay, because I remember approving the final plat, so, okay.
I'll make a motion. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, I just wondered if there were any other questions.
Yes, make a motion, we approve the Park Ridge South letter of credit, due diligence, so they.
I'll second.
Any other comments or questions? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you. Dustin. Thank you.
Yes, the state of Indiana has issued an invitation to join the state bid for 2024-2025 salt bid. The estimated quantities are due no later than March 22nd, so we are seeking permission to commit to a quantity of 1,800 tons of untreated road salt. The contract does allow the ability to take 20% plus or minus either way. So what we lock into, we've done the same amount for years. We've also joined that state bid to anticipate getting a better price, but it also has the Indiana Department of Administration backing the contract as well to make sure that we are getting our deliverables, so when we should.
Do we still partner with the school system? on this?
Yes, we do. And we'll run that MOU, we usually do that every year before winter, we'll run an MOU with the school back through the board as well, but yeah, we've been helping the schools out with that.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
And their salt is included in this too.
Yes, I looked at that, I thought that's a lot of salt, and then I thought, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that's for the school corporation as well.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I'll move we approve the permission to join the state salt bid.
I'll second.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, thank you. Brian.
Morning.
Fine.
The first one is with Westler Engineering for a 24 on-call agreement. This is just for anything that may come up where we need some engineering assistance that we can pick up the phone and ask them, and they have a means to bill us for that time. We've done this for several years.
It's a not to exceed $40,000.
It's a not to exceed. Last year, we ran a little over on it. We had to bring in an amendment, but we had a couple projects that we just kept going on. We probably should have separated out and made their own contract earlier. But typically, we don't exceed that amount.
So, in my first time looking at this bid, I was like, they're going to get an hourly rate of $40,000 before I saw the, yeah.
I would have said something about that.
So I will make a motion to approve this contract with Westler Engineering.
And I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you, Brian. You have another one here.
Yes, the next one is with Inliner Solutions. They're the one that did our big lining package that just kind of wrapped up. This will be, there'll be one more payment for retainage. And once that we did a walkthrough with them, and they had a couple small touch-up items. I think they need to do a little more work at the park. And then they had a couple issues in another location. But once they get all that finished, and we'll be back with a final payment. But this should be the next to last one.
Any questions for Brian?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thanks, Brian. And then I think your last one.
Yes, it's titled Notice to Proceed. Well, that is one of the documents, but there's also the agreement that needs to be signed with G&G for this work. So there's actually two documents that need signed here, but this is open bids a couple Board of Works ago. So this is just finalizing that project so they can get started on a Park Avenue storm project.
So I'll make a motion to proceed with this contract.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you, Brian.
All right, thank you.
We do have a walk-in from Street Department. Dustin?
Yeah, sorry about getting us on here late, but Public Works Department has requested permission to purchase a Bobcat L95 compact wheel loader from Bobcat of Warsaw. The cost for this machine would be $49,900. That is including our trades. We're trading in a 1991 Cabelco excavator as well as a 2010 Case Mini loader that this will be replacing. So all in all total, we're about $111,000 was the original price of the Bobcat L95 loader. So with trade-ins and government discounts, this has come down to $49,900 on this purchase. So significant savings. We have quoted several others, and this is the absolute best bang for our buck. But trying to get ourselves in a position where we're trading some of these assets in while they still have value and still, instead of running these things to death and then have to spend $112,000 to purchase, or spend twice the money.
And are we purchasing a new machine, like it's not somebody else's?
Yeah, no, this is
use?
brand new.
Okay.
Yep, brand new.
I do appreciate you bringing it publicly before the board, just to make sure that Ms. Ford of Works knows what you're doing. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Looked like the trade-ins were pretty fair, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice.
Thanks for reviewing it.
Yeah. I'll move we approve the special claim.
I'll second that.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, God.
Special claims and
No special claims.
claims docket.
There is a claims docket.
11 pages here.
Yeah.
A lot of bills.
I was excited to see the Park Department benches on there.
I was excited to see that we could pay the bills.
You had a lot of bank ones this time.
Yeah.
George, all of your questions?
Yeah,
Anybody have questions?
I'm good if you are. All right, well, now I'll make a motion, we accept the claims dockets as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion in a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you. All right. Anything from the audience? Anything? Questions or comments? Okay, and with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Have a very good Friday. Good weekend. Thank you.
These are all. And this is what you said.
Okay. He got up as soon as she said adjourn.
Yeah.